What is up, everyone, and welcome back. If you are a high school girls basketball player or a parent trying to navigate the crazy world of college recruiting, you have probably spent a lot of time stressing over the NCAA. But today, we are doing a deep dive into one of the best-kept secrets in college sports, the NAIA. If you want to play highly competitive college basketball while securing an amazing financial package and actually enjoying a balanced college life, you need to stick around for this entire video. We are going to cover everything. We'll talk about what an NAIA school actually is, exactly how tall you need to be, and what stats you need to get recruited, the unique recruiting rules, and the secret to how their scholarship money actually works. Let's get into it. So, what exactly is an NAIA school? And how is it different from the NCAA or the NJCAA? The NAIA stands for the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, and it serves as a separate governing body for over 250 member institutions across the US and Canada. Overall, they have more than 83,000 student athletes competing annually. Unlike the NCAA, which is strictly divided into massive Division I, Division II, and Division III levels, the NAIA recently merged its basketball programs into one single unified division. This means all NAIA women's basketball programs operate under the exact same national rules, scholarship limits, and postseason pathways. It's also very different from the NJCAA, which governs 2-year junior colleges. The NAIA governs 4-year, bachelor's degree granting universities. When you picture an NAIA school, you shouldn't picture a massive state university with 40,000 students. The median enrollment at an NAIA institution sits just over 1,000 undergraduate students. In fact, about 82% of NAIA colleges are private, and 65% are faith-based institutions. Because of this smaller size, you aren't just an athlete sequestered away from the rest of the school. You're fully integrated into a close-knit campus community with smaller class sizes and personalized attention. Now, let's get down to the numbers you all want to know. What physical biometrics and statistical standards do you need to hit to get recruited? The talent level here is incredibly high. In fact, top NAIA teams regularly compete with and defeat NCAA Division II programs. On average, recruited NAIA prospects averaged 9 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game during their senior year of high school. But let's break that down by position. If you're a point guard, NAIA coaches are typically looking for players between 5'5" and 5'9". They want to see you scoring around 7 to 8 points and dishing out 2.5 to 3 assists per game. You need great ball handling under pressure, vision, and ideally a 75% or better free throw shooting percentage. For shooting guards, the target height is around 5'6" to 5'10". You should be averaging 7 to 9 points per game. Coaches need you to be a reliable perimeter shooter, hitting 35% or more from three-point range with a quick release and great lateral quickness. If you're a small forward or wing, coaches target heights of 5'8" to 6 feet. You need to be a versatile athlete, scoring 7 to 9 points and grabbing about 4 rebounds a game, while being able to defend multiple positions. For power forwards, the baseline height is typically 5'10" to 6'2". You should average 7 to 8 points and at least 5 rebounds per game, showing the physical strength to rebound and defend the paint. Finally, for centers and post players, coaches want you standing 5'11" to 6'4". You should be scoring 7 to 9 points and securing 6 to 7 rebounds per game. Elite prospects at this level should shoot 55% or better from the field and provide excellent rim protection, averaging 2 or more blocks per game. Now that you know what it takes on the court, let's talk about the recruiting calendar and the overall recruitment experience. How is being recruited by an NAIA school different than the NCAA? The absolute biggest difference is the recruiting calendar. Because in the NAIA, there isn't one. Another massive difference in the recruiting experience is the campus visit. In the NAIA, you're legally permitted a maximum of 2 days of on-campus tryouts per school. Think about how huge that is. During those 2 days, the college can actually provide your lodging and meals, provided they do the same for non-athletes visiting campus. This means you can get on the court, scrimmage with the current college roster, and see exactly how you fit into the team chemistry before making a decision. The NCAA has incredibly strict rules: dead periods, quiet periods, and evaluation periods where coaches are legally forbidden from talking to you. The NAIA has absolutely zero recruiting calendar restrictions. NAIA coaches can text, email, or call you at any time during your high school career, 365 days a year. This lack of red tape allows you to build genuine, mentorship-level relationships with coaching staffs early on. Furthermore, NAIA schools focus heavily on character evaluation through their Champions of Character initiative. Coaches are actively monitoring your integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership just as much as your jump shot. And when you're ready to commit, keep in mind that the NAIA does not use the binding National Letter of Intent program that the NCAA uses. While you might sign a school-specific commitment document, it's largely a verbal and symbolic agreement until you actually enroll in classes, giving you a bit more flexibility. So let's talk about the financial playbook. How do NAIA scholarships actually work? Every year, the NAIA awards over $1.3 billion in athletic scholarships. However, you need to understand how this money is divided. Unlike NCAA Division I, where every scholarship is a guaranteed full-ride headcount scholarship, the NAIA uses an equivalency model. In women's basketball, an NAIA team is allowed a maximum limit of 8 full-ride scholarships. Because rosters usually have 15 to 20 players, coaches will divide those 8 full scholarships into partial scholarships for multiple players. Because of this, a 100% full athletic ride is pretty rare. But listen closely to this next part, because here is the secret weapon of the NAIA: stacking and academic exemptions. You're heavily encouraged to stack your partial athletic scholarship with academic scholarships and need-based financial aid. This can result in a financial aid package that covers almost all of your college costs. Even better, the NAIA rewards smart players. If you're an incoming freshman with a 3.75 cumulative GPA or a 27 on the ACT, your athletic scholarship is 100% exempt. That means the money the coach gives you does not count against their maximum limit of 8 scholarships. If you have a 3.5 to 3.74 GPA or a 23 on the ACT, your athletic money is 50% exempt. Coaches are highly motivated to recruit players with great grades because it literally frees up their budget to recruit other players. But are these scholarship commitments guaranteed for all 4 years? Generally, no. Most NAIA scholarships are 1-year agreements. They're reviewed and renewed year by year, based entirely on your athletic performance, your academic standing, your team conduct, and the coach's discretion. Speaking of academics, what are the grade requirements to be recruited and play? To play in the NAIA, you must register with the NAIA Eligibility Center at playnaia.org, which is completely separate from the NCAA Eligibility Center. The rules for incoming freshmen are incredibly straightforward. If you graduate high school with a final cumulative GPA of 2.3 or higher, you're automatically eligible to play. No test scores or class rank required. If your GPA is below a 2.3, you can still become eligible if you meet 2 of the following 3 criteria. First, achieve a minimum overall high school GPA of 2.0. Second, graduate in the top 50% of your high school class. Third, score at least an 18 on the ACT or a 970 on the SAT. Once you're in college, how do you stay on the court? To maintain your eligibility, you must be enrolled in at least 12 credit hours every semester and be making normal progress toward a bachelor's degree. But wait, there's more. By the time you reach your junior year, you are required to maintain a cumulative GPA of at least 2.0. If you make the team, what does a typical day in the life of an NAIA women's basketball player actually look like? The NAIA restricts the practice and competition season to a 24-week period between August 1st and May 15 to prevent athletic burnout. During the season, you're limited to a maximum of 3 hours per day for on-court practice and skill work. A typical in-season day starts early. You'll likely have morning conditioning or weight training around 7 a.m. Because campuses are small, you'll easily walk to your core classes from 9 a.m. to noon. After lunch, you'll visit the athletic training room for prehab and treatment, followed by an afternoon study block or more classes at 1:30. Around 3:30, the team gathers for film study to scout the next opponent, followed immediately by an intense 2-hour team practice from 4 to 6. Evenings are reserved for team dinners at 6:30 in the dining hall and hitting the books for homework until 11. And how many games will you play? The NAIA limits the regular season to a maximum of 28 varsity games. Teams are also allowed 2 scrimmage or exhibition dates, meaning you'll never exceed 30 total contests before the postseason begins. Because many NAIA schools are located close to each other in regional conferences, a lot of the travel is very manageable, allowing you to sleep in your own bed most nights and rarely miss class. Before we wrap up, there are a few other massive benefits you and your parents need to know to make an informed decision. If you ever decide to transfer from a 4-year university to an NAIA school, the transfer rules are incredibly flexible. In most cases, 4-year transfers who meet the 24-hour rule, meaning you earned 24 credit hours in your last 2 full-time semesters, are eligible for immediate competition. You don't have to sit out a year like you often do in the NCAA. Also, if you're an international student athlete, the NAIA is incredibly welcoming. You just have to use a service called InCred to convert your foreign academic records to the US GPA scale. The NAIA is not a backup plan. It's an incredible destination for athletes who want a personalized college experience, elite competition, and coaches who truly care about your character development, on and off the court. Take advantage of those open recruiting rules. Reach out to coaches early and let your high GPA work magic on your financial aid package. NAIA. Bigger doesn't always mean better. If this seems like your jam, give yourself a shot and start the NAIA recruitment process. You'll never regret it.